Hey everybody, it's me, Edward Jones, back with a new video. It's going to be a little gunsmithing video. We're going to be patching a hole in the shotgun barrel. So I got the Stevens 67 Series E set up in the bench vise. I've been working on it for the past few days. I got got a repaint, I repainted a couple parts, worked on the action, restained the wood. It looks a whole lot better than it did when I first bought it. But one thing I noticed about the shotgun, that it was cut down from having a longer hunting barrel, so I had to take a file and kind of run it against the muzzle to smooth everything out. Did a good job there. But one thing I did notice was that, well, you see this bead sight was originally here, or rather it was there when I bought it, because that's, the previous owner shortened it and put a bead sight here. Well, this hole was slightly a few millimeters off to the right, and it may not seem like much, but when you're looking down the receiver of the shotgun, you can tell that the bead sight was canted. Now this sight right here, this was the bead sight that was there. What I did was I found that I was able to find the top of the barrel, drill a new hole, and relocate the bead sight there in this new location. But I don't want to leave this hole here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little bit of welding. I'm going to try to fill this hole in. I have a rod that's good for using with oxyacetylene jobs. It has a flux coating around it. I'm going to clean this area up with just a kind of brake cleaner, just to get any grease out of this hole, and we're going to patch it up. It's not a very big hole. I mean, you see how thin this wire is, and it fits, pretty much fits in there. But I'm going to have the heat set. I'm going to try to have the heat set at the right at a good temperature, to where I'm able to fill this in, but not go all the way through the barrel. So it's going to be kind of a slow job, but I think this could be done without a lot of issues. So let's get started. Okay, so cleaned the area. I took the bead sight out. I put this nail here, so I guess to kind of so there's no confusion as to what I'm doing. But like I said, I'm gonna take this rod and I'm just gonna fill this hole in. I'm working with, I got my home oxyacetylene rig. I got a 40 psi of oxygen and 5 psi of acetylene. Using a small tip torch, and we're just gonna, like I said, just slowly heat the area up to where I can see it's getting. Once I start to see the metal kind of give, to where it's getting kind of cherry red and start to become more liquid, that's when I start adding metal. And what I believe will happen is it will fill it in without really without going down into the barrel. It'll fill in it'll fill in the material. I'll see if I can back off, let it cool off for a bit, and then once I see it, make it cool off a bit, maybe add a little bit more to the top. So then later I can take a file and clear the excess material off. So let's get rolling. Turn my heat down a bit more, because I'm not trying to cut the metal. I'm not trying to really do a lot of damage. Just I don't know if you can barely hear some of the acetylene coming out. Okay. I believe you guys will be able to see it on the camera because it'll be pretty bright. Okay, let's see. That's it. Sorry for the pop there. It happens sometimes. And that's that. It's still pretty hot. You know, that's how the shotgun barrel should be. Yeah, I got a little excess material, which is perfectly fine. Now I just got to take a file and I'm going to smooth this out. So, like that. Okay, so now it's cooled off. It filled in pretty well. The only little bit of, I mean, the discoloration won't be a problem. The gun was, like I said, it was Parkerized, but this won't be an issue. Maybe someday I'll re-Parkerize it, but as of right now, it'll just be, I guess it'll serve as a reminder of a job that I did. But let's start filing this thing down and see if we can get everything nice and smooth. This stuff isn't, this material isn't particularly, you know, too hard. It's kind of forgiving in terms of how well you're able to shape with it. I'm not worried about the scratches either. A little bit more. These kind of projects are fun. If you have a steady hand, you know, maybe steadier than mine, but a good steady hand, and if you're good with, you know, these kind of tools, you can do these kind of things at home. And kind of save yourself a trip to a gunsmith. But if you're not comfortable with it, then that's perfectly fine. You know, I'd say a good thing to do would be to practice on a piece on scrap metal. Try drilling holes and filling them in like that. Another thing you can do is you can get, if you get the screw that's small enough, you can put it inside that hole and weld on top of it. And that way it'd be, I guess, permanently kind of sealed up fairly well. I don't know if you can see this, but you can see a little bit of the, you can see a little bit of where the hole was. It kind of makes it kind of hard to see on camera, but I can see it pretty well. Those seams. little bit of sandpaper to see if we can smooth this out more. Alright, here I got some 150 grit sandpaper. See, it's not getting enough to just kind of smooth it out. Yeah, you can see, yeah, right there. There's a little hole right there, which I'm not too worried about. I could someday go back over it with the torch and kind of fill that in a bit more, but for what this is, I don't think that's coming out. Yeah, that's in there pretty well. Yep, filled in pretty nice. And it doesn't have, the thing is, it doesn't have to fill the hole in all the way, because this material there's not gonna be an issue where I'm worried about it affecting any accuracy, you know, or that popping out. So I'd say, oh, this came out pretty well. Again, like I said, if I think I need to, go back over it with the torch to kind of I can push down. It's not going anywhere. But if I want to take care of that tiny little spot, I can do that. In fact, you know what? I'll do it anyway. Stay tuned. There we go. You guys should give yourselves a pat on the back. So as I was heating it up, the filler metal did it melted a little faster, and it did leave a small hole. So I was able to go back over it with the torch and fix the problem again. One thing I was concerned about was I didn't want to put too much heat on that hole, because that's where the bead sight's going to go. I didn't want to have to drill it out again. Now I could do that, but you know, didn't really want to. But hey, give yourself a pat on the back. You kept me from doing shoddy work, which I'm very proud that I was able to, you know, humble myself and go back and fill that in like it should have been. I was able to get better. I was even able to get more coverage. So, clamp down more on the vise. But you're seeing basically all this in real time, aside from me, you know, going to dunk this thing in some water. One thing I thought I was doing was putting a ghost ring sights on this shotgun, but I don't know. This gun is it's not terrible. It's not, you know, it's not a really expensive gun. I guess it's more of a project, just something I'm having fun with. But you know, who knows? I figure, hey, if I can do this right now, then maybe I could someday, you know, put ghost ring sights on either this gun or some other shotgun. I will say one thing about this, doing this kind of stuff, if you gotta have patience and you gotta have a little fun, you know, enjoy what you're doing, and you'll come out with some good work. If you don't really, you know, getting frustrated, or you don't particularly like what you're doing, you know, just stop for a bit, take a breather, you know, and then go back, you know, come back when you're, you know, when you're ready to tackle the project on. Because at least you take a breather, you know, and maybe figure out, you know, what's going on, maybe why is it not going in the right direction. You can stop yourself from ruining something, from making a even bigger mess than what you started off with. starting to blend in pretty well. I do like the oxyacetylene setup. A TIG setup would be nice. I guess you have to set the amps quite low, you know, to keep from punching through your material. But I would say this came out pretty nice. There we go. You start not to see the weld anymore. Showing that it actually filled in very nicely. Hey, look at that. Hole was right there. Now you can't see it. I'm gonna hit it with some sandpaper. There we go. Use some sandpaper, smooth out. Let's see the bead sight. How will it thread in? I don't have any taps that small. Actually, when I fit this one in earlier, I screwed in as much as I could, and then I just I pressed it in with a, well, like hammered it in, a ball peen hammer. There we go. Then I got the bead sight installed, and that hole's filled in. I tried getting it to thread in, but it wasn't taking. Like I said, I don't have a tap that small, so I kind of made the hole. I cut it a little bit bigger with the hand drill, and I went ahead and used the C clamp to press it in place, so it ain't going anywhere. I'll go back later with a wire brush to get the inside of the bore to kind of clean all that up, because when you're heating something up, when you're heating steel, you know that when it's cherry red, you're gonna get some scale on the inside of the bore that needs to be taken care of. But yeah, so that hole is filled up. Barrel is looking, well, relatively speaking, is looking a lot better than it did before. I guess all I gotta do is just kind of get a wire brush and maybe some more sandpaper, kind of blend this out. Who knows? Maybe I'll even paint this portion of the muzzle just to kind of mask this kind of this imperfection. I don't think it's enough that I really want to try to reparkerize this whole section, but I think this can be taken care of somehow. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to leave in the comment section. Like, share, subscribe. If you enjoy this video, please look forward for new videos to come. More gunsmithing videos, as well as check out my older videos where I'd worked on other firearms. Again, if you're good with welding, and if you got a knack for gunsmithing, you may be able to do some repairs, do some modifications to your firearms. Just check out what other people have done online, so you can find good examples as to what to do, what not to do, what kind of things to look out for. What kind of metal is good to work with, and go from there. But just even with the oxyacetylene torch, I was able to patch this hole up. Took me 2 tries, but like I said, I'm glad I'm doing this on camera, because it kind of pushed me to doing it right. The first time it was really okay, but the second time was dead on. It's perfect. Any gripes, complaints, send me a PM. I'll see what I can do to address them. But that's my video. We're patching up a hole in a barrel. I'm Edward Jones. You guys take care, and God bless.